If you want to be a successful leader, you need to fail. So the question is, why does failure get a bad rap? I suppose because it can be disastrous. It can be. It can be costly. It can be very costly. It can end a job. It can end a relationship. We don't like failure. Failure has a lot of bad outcomes, but as a leader, if you want to be successful as a leader, you need to fail. You need to learn how to fail. Now, let's talk about that. Some of the most successful leaders in history of all time, even today's leaders, some of the most successful, at some point in their career, have failed. But they didn't let it end everything. They didn't let that be the defining point in their life, in their career. They came back and they showed strength through that failure. They were able to bounce back from it. They were able to admit that it happened. Such as, hey, things didn't go so well, I need your help. They were willing to ask for it, to ask for help. They were willing to go out and start again and tell people, hey, I need to start over. I need some help. Can you help me? The strength of their failure, the strength of a successful leader, the strength of a leader who has met failure and who has dealt with failure, the strength that they have to grow beyond it and become successful is in their vulnerability. We think that we need to show this face and be this person that we're always strong and resilient and nothing bothers us, and promote this attitude that we're not going to fail, we're going to push on through and there is no failure. Well, failure happens. And if you want to truly be a strong leader, a successful leader, you have to learn how to deal with the failure, because failure will come. And what people need to see today is they need to see that their leaders are vulnerable. You may think that's an odd position to be in, an odd place to go. Why do I want to show myself being vulnerable to other people? Well, for one, it lets them know that you're real, that you're not fake, that you're not putting on a front, and that you care. So if you want to be a successful leader, you need to learn how to deal with the failure and learn how to be vulnerable. You need to be able to admit when you need help. So many people put on this front and try and make it look like they don't need anybody's help, when really they do. If they want to be a better leader, if you want to be a better leader, when you fail, or even maybe if it's not even failure, if you're struggling and you need help, admit it. Go get some help. Learn to listen to other people who are maybe trying to tell you what's going wrong or how to fix it. Be vulnerable enough to sit there and listen. Engage with other people. Because one person doesn't have all the answers. Sometimes 2 or 3 people don't have all the answers, but when it comes together in a group, amazing things happen. When you start mixing ideas, you can find solutions. Being vulnerable causes collaboration, because you're looking for answers. You're telling people, I don't have all the answers, and let's do this together. Strong leaders embrace vulnerability. And they put this fear of failure to good use in their life. Because none of us want to fail, and we all have this fear of failure. So we either work hard so we don't fail, and then we're disappointed when we do, or we don't work hard because we don't want to fail. So we just get by and we do just enough where we can say, well, we didn't fail. It wasn't as good as it could have been, but we didn't fail. So strong leaders embrace this vulnerability of, I don't know it all and I need some help. And put this fear of failure to good use in their life and in their business, in their teams. What they do is they admit it. They admit they don't know. They admit they need help. They admit it to everyone that they work with. Other people can see that they don't know the answers. Other people can see that they've failed. And if a leader doesn't admit that they failed, nobody will believe them because everyone else can see it. You'll be seen as a fraud. And then you won't be much of a leader. When you're vulnerable, being vulnerable is very authentic. We all struggle. We all need help. We all fail in life. And when you're vulnerable about these things in your life, you're being real to people, because today people want to see an authentic person. They want to see a real person. It's who you really are, and that's what they want to see. You need to admit when you're wrong. That actually builds more trust than trying to fool everybody that you're right, or avoid the fact of trying to tell everybody you're wrong, because they know. They already see it. And so if you're vulnerable enough to admit all this in your life, then you become this authentic person they will continue to want to follow and want to believe. A strong leader who's willing to be vulnerable also has a willingness to fail. And this willingness to fail actually is looked upon as bravery, because so many people don't want to fail. But if you're willing to fail, not that you want to, but if you're willing to go far enough and push hard enough on a goal and a dream, a vision, to where it might fail, if you're willing to go there, there's a lot of bravery in that. There's a lot of strength in that. It shows that you're vulnerable. It shows your vulnerability. It shows your toughness to deal with whatever life is going to bring you. Because life happens, good or bad. To grow your business or your project, whatever it is you're working on, you need to be this vulnerable type of person, this vulnerable leader, and you need to get beyond your fear of failure. So many people are walking in the fear of failure that they never take a chance. They never try. They don't lead with strength. You just need to do it anyway. When a leader operates from a fear of failure, it's like a pandemic. It's like this pandemic we have. There's so much fear going on about the coronavirus pandemic that it's causing people, it's like a wildfire blowing through the whole country, through the whole world. Yeah, it's something to be concerned about. Are a vast majority of people dying? No. It's like 94.5% at the most in certain age categories. So it's, you gonna get sick? Yeah. But let's don't talk about that. Fear of failure. If a leader operates from a fear of failure, it spreads through your whole business. It spreads through your team like a pandemic. It becomes very contagious. People will then be cautious about what they do. Yeah, caution is good. But if you're being cautious to the point that you're not pursuing the opportunities that you want to achieve, you'll never get there. You'll never get them. So it creates weak teams when a leader operates from a fear of failure. It holds everyone back. Nobody wants to step out and do the hard work because we might fail. No. That's not the way to operate a team. Yeah, we don't want to fail, but we want to push forward and accomplish our goals. And if it's not working, find another way. Being vulnerable and risking failure is what helps make the tough decisions. Because when you say, I don't know, we might not succeed. This might fail. I don't know. Let's do this together. Let's push forward and see what happens. It shows your team that it's okay to fail. And they'll take more risk. We have to be careful with risk, but they'll take more opportunities. They will look for more opportunities to succeed. They'll look for more opportunities to grow. If they see in the leader that it's okay to fail, as long as we're learning and it's not costing us a ton of money, but if we're learning from our failure and changing how we work and growing and doing better, failure is not a bad thing. So many people want to avoid it at all costs, but they're not learning how to grow. They're not learning how to grow their business very quickly. In fact, if you're trying to avoid failure, your business will eventually fail completely because it's a spiral downwards. A leader who is open to being vulnerable is open to the possibility of failure. Let's call it proactive risk taking. There's always risk in life. There's always risk in business. If you really want to grow and you really want to be a successful leader, then you need to step out and take risks. Be proactive about taking some risk, because that's where life is. That's where the growth is. It's on the edge. It's not standing back behind. You know, the risk in battle is on the front lines. It's not back at headquarters. So be proactive about taking a risk. Yeah, there's a big chance it'll fail. And you'll learn something along the way. But there's also an equal chance it will succeed huge. So why not try it? And learn along the way and take steps to mitigate the failure. You can do that. But you've got just as much of a chance of succeeding big time as you do of it failing. So you need to step out. You need to be willing to learn from other people. Now, history repeats itself. And we can learn from the failures of other people. And that way we don't have to maybe duplicate that whole process. We can learn from that. You need to admit, if you want to be a strong leader, a successful leader, you need to admit that you don't know it all. I don't know it all. I'm trying to learn new things every day. And even in my work, I don't know it all. And I ask people to help all the time. True vulnerability comes from a position of strength. If you're a weak person, your vulnerability will look different. But if you are a strong leader, you will become stronger and more successful if you lead with vulnerability, which means you just admit you don't know it all. You admit that it's okay to fail. You admit we're going to learn how to walk through the failure. You admit that we're going to do this together. We're going to take a risk because it's okay to fail. You know, the people that I work with, if we're working on a project and we don't really accomplish what we want, or something happens and there's a failure, I don't jump down their throat. We will have a discussion. We'll find a way to fix it so it doesn't happen again, and we move forward. So true vulnerability, if you want to be a leader, true vulnerability comes from a position of strength as a person and as a leader. So in your life, in your leadership, you need to prepare well. You need to prepare yourself. You need to learn. You need to be reading materials and gaining new skills and gaining new knowledge. You need to prepare yourself well. Prepare your team well. You need to work hard, because nothing comes easy in life. You need to work hard. And when failure does come, you need to learn from it. What are the lessons it can teach you? What did you learn that didn't work so you don't do it again? That's true leadership. That's leading from a position of vulnerability so that the people you work with see you as a real person. And then your integrity grows, the trust that people have in you grows, and you grow as a more successful leader. That's your Saturday survival for today. I'm Mark Schinnerer, coming to you from the porch. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll be back and talk to you tomorrow.